What's the farthest you ever walked, Trenton?
Around 5 miles. Ha! Oh yeah? What's the farthest you ever walked?
What if I told you that a kid in England is walking 210 miles?
210? That's further than me.
Yeah, me too. Let's take a look.
I'm Jude, I'm 11. I'm walking 210 miles from Houghton Bridge to London, and it's going to take 21 days. And I'm doing this because I want the UK government to introduce a carbon tax.
This is how far Jude Walker is willing to go for the environment.
Jude Walker, an 11-year-old English superhuman walking machine, was simultaneously inspired by Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg and also dismayed and horrified by the latest United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, or IPCC. The IPCC came out with an August 2020 report that the planet is locked into warming for decades to come and needs to make drastic, immediate changes to our carbon emissions to prevent the effects of climate change from spiraling out of control.
Those terrifying climate change statistics make my head spin. I think I might throw up.
Before you lose your lunch, it gets better. Enter English power walking prodigy Jude Walker. Frustrated that governments are not doing enough to combat climate change, Jude is putting his walking skills on display in hopes of collecting 100,000 signatures in support of getting the UK government to introduce a carbon tax. A carbon tax is a fee that would impose on businesses and consumers for emitting carbon into the atmosphere, giving everyone involved a financial incentive for reducing their carbon emissions and helping to slow the release of greenhouse gases that cause global warming. Let's now learn more from Jude about this carbon tax.
It would just be a dystopian world, I think, if this summit doesn't go to plan. COP26, if we don't make absolute legal changes. So I know Great Britain, it's the law, we have to be carbon neutral by 2050. I want us to make non-optional, set in stone rules that we have to stick to in this summit, and that includes carbon taxes.
As we've seen with Greta Thunberg and her much-publicized trip across the Atlantic on a boat to speak in front of the United Nations about climate change, this is another example of the world's youth taking matters into their own hands. When it comes to trying to demonstrate the urgency of the situation, although most governments recognize the science and the need for action, the actions being taken are insufficient and too slow. It's important that adults and children around the world all follow the lead of young activists like Greta Thunberg and Jude Walker. Jude, not only are we proud of you, but so is your mom. Let's hear from her now.
I just think it's great, and he's standing up for something that he believes in. He's worked really hard. It's not been easy to get up every day and walk 10 miles, you know, especially when the weather's been less pleasant. But he's done it, and now, you know, he's doing it, and he will, you know, get to London within the time frame, which is not very long away now. And I just feel really proud of him.
Jude, you're an inspiring dude.
Hey Trenton, do you think that Jude could be a next-gen person to watch?
Absolutely.